receive such a prestigious award from an institution that's not only near and dear to my heart, but one that I greatly admire and respect. I'd like to thank Father James, Dr. McMahon, Tom Ponton, as well as all the faculty and staff at DeMatha. I'd also like to thank you, the students, for continuing the traditions of this great school. Wish you all the best of luck in your pursuit to becoming gentlemen scholars. So I'm sure previously you were asking, who is Jim Villella and why is he receiving this award? Well, I've asked that same question. When I was first contacted by the school about being selected for the St. John DeMatha Award, I didn't believe I was deserving of the award because so many people got a hand in how I got here. I'll talk a little bit about where that's later. So who am I? I graduated in 1975, as I said. It's a long time ago. Most of these buildings weren't here. My connection to DeMatha began long before I ever attended my first freshman class. You see, 9 to 10 years earlier, my two older brothers had gone to Gonzaga. It's okay. I'm quite sure they've supported DeMatha a lot more over the years than they have Gonzaga. So just for today, we'll make them honorary members of the alums of DeMatha. So how did I choose DeMatha? Well, one of my first main considerations to my selection in high school was that my Aunt Bee was a nun in the Order of the Most Holy Trinity. She was known as Mother Santina. She was a Trinitarian. And not just a nun in the order, but the Mother General, and by all accounts, a great woman. She was the head of the Nuncy order, and since my brothers must have done something wrong at Gonzaga, I wouldn't accept it. I chose the better place, DeMatha. Like many of you are finding out, you grow a lot during your time at DeMatha, and you leave with many stories and experiences that you cherish and treasure for many years to come. I'd like to share with you a couple of my experiences and lessons I learned during my time here. First, as a nervous and scared incoming freshman, I questioned whether or not I could survive here for 4 years. I found out that my freshman homeroom and first period teacher was the best teacher an incoming freshman could have, Mr. Morgan Wood, the legendary Hall of Fame coach. He taught me that if I was going to be successful and succeed in this class, I must assume the responsibility to do the work necessary to succeed, and I would be held accountable for the work I submitted. I would be treated like a man. I found that he, or any teacher at DeMatha, would accept anything less than the student being responsible for their own work. No excuses. We were held accountable. The concept was quite liberating to me, because once I accepted the responsibility, my path at DeMatha was clear. Some of you know Coach Luke had legendary little sayings like, "As you sow, so shall you reap." Or, "If you hoop with the owls at night, you can't soar with the eagles in the morning." He had a million of these little sayings. And all the sayings began to make sense to me. Anyway, during this class, all students were given an assignment that would account for a large part of their final grade. My assignment was to do a report on the Korean War. And since, in this case, luckily, my last name starts with a V, I was one of the last in the class to get my report. And up to that point, no one had been given a grade higher than 96. Needless to say, I put in a lot of time and effort into my report, and by creating numerous visual aids and doing a lot of research, I carved out a 99. When I asked Mr. Root why he didn't give me 100 because I thought it was deserved, he said you can always improve. Lesson learned, and something that served me well during my career. Fast forward to my senior year. I'm sure a lot of people here can relate to this. Now I know everything. I've got it all figured out. There's just one problem. The legend Buck Offit was my 12th grade English teacher, and apparently he was more knowledgeable than I was. During his class, we were given an assignment to do a book report on various books that were available, a report that would weigh heavily on our final grade. I was given To Kill a Mockingbird, which was great because I saw the movie and didn't think I had to read the book. I was wrong. Turns out the main character in the movie and the book are different. Who knew? I got an F on the paper. Deservedly so. I struggled through the remainder of the year to improve my overall grade and little success. My last chance to carve out a C in this class would be in the final exam. So I took the final and got a 93. I thought I was out of the woods. I was not. I needed to retake the final on a Saturday and try to improve. Once again, 93. Mr. Officer was puzzled and said, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. I thought, I have a couple of good ideas. So he ultimately told me to get the book, read it, read through the book report, and bring it to his house on Tuesday. I spent the next 3 days on my report and dropped the book off at his house Tuesday evening. He wasn't home, so I had to leave him. We were graduating a few days later on a Friday night, and I was standing with my classmates outside the National Shrine, and I still didn't know if I would find a diploma in my jacket. Until Mr. Walton walked up to me, pipe in hand, and said, it's amazing what you can do when you push your mind to it. Lesson learned. A huge weight was lifted off my shoulders, and I realized that there are no shortcuts in life, and it truly is amazing what you're capable of doing when you're focused on the job you have. So how did these two stories take me from my graduation in 1975 to receiving the coveted DeMatha Award today? They don't. As said earlier, I'm here because in 2007 I lost my son Tony. He was a 2005 graduate of DeMatha and played for the 2004 championship hockey team. After his death, our family wanted to keep Tony's memory alive in a way that Tony would be proud of, since the two things Tony was most proud of were being a hockey player and graduating from DeMatha. So we combined the two. Shortly after his passing, with the efforts of many dedicated people, we started the Tony Villella DeMatha Scholarship. The fund was established in order to help a hockey player in need to have an opportunity to attend DeMatha and ultimately become a gentleman's scholar. We raised money for our golf tournament. Through the efforts of so many exemplary people in our community, our annual golf tournament in Tony's name to date has awarded 8 students scholarships to DeMatha. And we have secured enough funds which will enable us to award the scholarship to deserving students for many, many years to come. What a great tribute to Tony. Events like our tournament cannot be successful without the hard work and dedication of a lot of people. I think we almost have as many volunteers at our golf tournament as we do golfers, and we have a lot of golfers. I'd like to take a moment and recognize some of those people that work so hard and have selflessly given so much to our cause. My brother Nick, who made an extremely generous donation to start the scholarship fund, and has continued to show support through his yearly donations and his continuing pursuit of commercial sponsors to our tournament. Thank you. To my business partner, John Mintz, who has provided emotional support to me, as well as providing overwhelming financial support to the tournament. He's not only a great friend to me, but to DeMatha as well. Thank you, John. To my family that's had to endure the pain of such a tremendous loss, and somehow are able to deal with their grief and put forth a Herculean effort to pull off a successful tournament year after year. It is truly amazing. This award is for all of you. And in closing, I'd like to speak briefly about Tony. He was a great son, brother, grandson, stepson, stepbrother, nephew, cousin, teammate, and friend. And all of you that knew him, he was happy, kind, thoughtful, considerate, loving, a gentleman and a scholar. I don't want to talk much about his death. It's uncomfortable for me because of the way he died. And probably everybody here, at least all the students, and I don't want to be preachy, some of the things I didn't want to do in speaking with you today. But he was a sophomore in college. He was drinking with some friends of his at his, off-campus house. He had a headache about 2 o'clock in the morning. Somebody gave him a pill, turned out to be Oxycontin, and he was gone 5 hours later. He didn't have a history of lifelong drug abuse. He wasn't that kind of kid. He was the kid that would move others away from that lifestyle. But he had a short, brief moment that he let down. So I'm here to tell you that regardless of what you hear, it can't happen, it can. And so, it's a cliche to say it saves just one life. But in this case, I feel it's true. Because I look around today and I see this school is so impressive. You can't believe it. I sit here and stand before you and I'm humbled by it. Because I came from this. I'm your brother. So, In closing, my best advice I give to you, to give to the people that are close to you and love you and care about you is, kiss them, hug them, and tell them you love them. Thanks again for selecting me for the St. John DeMatha Award. And St. John DeMatha, pray for us.